Hello, I would like to do a 3-minute video teaching on leading someone in the baptism of the Holy Spirit. For those of you that minister at the altar of our church, kind of a refresher on leading someone in the baptism of the Holy Spirit. The first thing I want to emphasize to you, and for you to emphasize to them, is that it's easy to receive. The baptism of the Holy Spirit is received the same way we receive everything in our Christian walk, and that's by faith. We get saved by faith, we receive healing by faith, and we are baptized in the Holy Spirit by faith. Emphasize to them that God can't wait to fill them with His power, and that it's easy to receive. So we want to create an atmosphere where we don't make it difficult, or we don't make it sound difficult, but that it's easy to receive. The first thing you want to do when leading someone in the baptism of the Holy Spirit is you want them to focus their attention on Jesus. It's all about Jesus. It's not any about us. It's all about Him. Jesus is the one that baptizes them in the Spirit. And so you want them to focus on Him, press into Him, pursue Him, worship Him. Let's focus on Jesus. You know, you're laying your hand, you have your hands laid on them, and you're saying, okay, let's just focus on Jesus. Let's focus our attention on Him. And then you want to get them to ask Jesus to baptize them in His Holy Spirit. You may want to lead them in that prayer and just say, repeat after me. Dear Jesus, I ask you to baptize me in the Holy Spirit. I ask you to baptize me in the Holy Spirit. At that time, in that moment, the presence of God will come on them. The presence of the Holy Spirit. And then as you continue to lay hands on them, and as you're praying in the Spirit, you want to encourage them to open their mouths and speak out what the words, the syllables that the Holy Spirit is giving them. You don't want to give them the words. You don't want them to be speaking or praying or worshiping in their natural language, whether it be English or Spanish or Czechoslovakian or whatever their natural language is. You want them to open their mouth and trust God and speak it out, whatever that is that God has given them. You want to explain to them that it's not like swallowing a tape recorder. They have to move their mouth, they have to move their tongue. It's not like God is a puppeteer and His hand is behind the puppet and He's making everything move and He's making the noise. You make the noise. You move your mouth. You move your tongue. You're trusting God. They've just asked Him to baptize them. They've received it by faith. And now they're opening their mouth and they're speaking out their prayer language. If they have trouble, you just continue to say to them, just jump in. Just jump in, trust God, and just keep praying in the Spirit over them with your hands laid on them to encourage them. Again, tell them stop speaking English or stop speaking Spanish and just speak the prayer language that God has given them. And God will gloriously fill them with His Spirit. If you have any other questions, feel free to contact me. Until then, God bless, and I will see you on Sunday.